Nicholas Pegues reporting here with Commissioner Heidi Schaefer. Commissioner Schaefer, can you please read out my first letter from the Archdiocese of Washington, D.C.?
It's my pleasure. Dear Mr. Pegues, recently His Eminence Cardinal Wuerl received your letter with the request to obtain a papal blessing for your upcoming 26th birthday. Please be assured of the prayers of His Eminence for you as you prepare to celebrate your birthday. In order to receive a birthday blessing for the Roman Catholic Church, enclosed please find instructions for a papal blessing, which will go through Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano, the Apostolic Nuncio to the United States. With every good wish and with prayers for you, I am faithfully in Christ, Reverend Adam Park. And that's from the Archdiocese of Washington.
Nicholas Pegues reporting. Thank you, Commissioner Heidi Schaefer. And what do you think about the Archdiocese responding?
Well, I just think it's very, very sweet of them, and it shows that they are really responding to everybody in their ministry. I think it shows that they have a heart for the people.
Absolutely. Nicholas Pegues reporting. Thank you, Commissioner Schaefer. Nicholas Pegues reporting here with Commissioner Heidi Schaefer, who's going to be reading a letter that was addressed to me on the behalf of Pope Benedict XVI regarding my 26th birthday. Commissioner Schaefer, you have the platform.
Dear Mr. Pegues, the Holy Father has received your letter, and he has asked me to thank you. He will pray for you on your birthday, and he sends you his blessing. Yours sincerely, Monsignor Peter B. Wells, and this is from Vatican City. And it's dated the 21st of May, 2012. And it looks as if the Holy Father has sent a picture.
Absolutely.
Also.
Nicholas Pegues reporting, CNN Now report. Thank you, Commissioner Heidi. Nicholas Pegues reporting here with Shelby County Commissioner Heidi Schaefer, and I received a booklet from Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II regarding her Diamond Jubilee. And could you please express your support for Queen Elizabeth II regarding this booklet and her Diamond Jubilee? And could you please show to the international community what she extended to me? Commissioner Schaefer.
Well, I just thought this was very lovely. It's the program from her Diamond Jubilee, and you can see it's Elizabeth II, and I believe the R stands for Rex. She began her reign in 1952, and it shows that her Diamond Jubilee is in 2012. Mm-hmm. And if you open it up, you see her on her coronation day, and some pictures throughout the years. And there she is in her royal regalia. And it's from Buckingham Palace, and it says, I send you my grateful thanks for the words of support which you have so kindly sent on the occasion of the 60th anniversary of my accession to the throne. Elizabeth, 2012.
Absolutely. Thank you, Commissioner Heidi Schaefer. It was a complete honor to receive this from Queen Elizabeth II, and it was just amazing to me. So, as the youngest Shelby County Unified School Board applicant, I'm just honored, and I will continue to fight and help my generation to be inspired in public service.
Thank you, Nicholas.
Thank you, Commissioner Schaefer. And happy 2012 Diamond Jubilee to Her Majesty. Nicholas Pegues reporting. Today is January 20th, 2012, and I'm here with Commissioner Heidi Schaefer. As you know, Commissioner Schaefer, I was the youngest person to apply for the Shelby County Unified School Board, and you nominated me, and today you're holding in your hand a letter from St. James Palace from the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, Prince William, and Princess Catherine. What do you feel about the Duke and Duchess response? And could you please read out the letter to the children of the state of Tennessee?
Sure. Dear Mr. Pegues, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge have asked me to thank you for your recent letter. Their Royal Highnesses are grateful to you for taking the trouble to write them asking for a letter of inspiration for the children of Tennessee. I regret that they are unable to reply personally. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge receive a large number of letters every week, and sadly the sheer volume precludes personal replies. I'm sorry to send you such a disappointing reply. Nevertheless, their Royal Highnesses have asked me to send you their very best wishes. Yours sincerely, Mrs. Claudia Holloway. And this is on official letterhead from St. James's Palace.
Thank you, Commissioner Schaefer. Nicholas Pegues report. How do you feel about Prince William responding to Tennessee?
Well, I think it's wonderful. I think it's many different connections we can have with the folks across the pond. That's better.
Thank you, Commissioner Schaefer. Nicholas Pegues reporting. CNN Our report. And also, I look forward to being honored February as a notable alumni for Cordova High School.
Excellent.
Thank you, Commissioner Schaefer. Nicholas Pegues reporting here with Shelby County Commissioner Heidi Schaefer with just 1 week to go for my birthday. You know I'm an international freelance journalist, and so Commissioner Schaefer is going to be reading a letter I received from Clarence House regarding me documenting Prince Charles' arrival to Canada. And so, 1 week to go for my birthday, to inspire my generation to public service, Commissioner Schaefer, you have the platform.
Well, thank you. And this shows, Nicholas, that if at first you don't succeed, try again.
Yeah.
This letter is directing you to the correct way to get the answer that you wanted, but I thought it was very sweet. Dear Nicholas, thank you for your letter requesting to document the Prince of Wales and Duchess of Cornwall's forthcoming visit to Canada. In the first instance, you will need to apply for accreditation via the Department of Canadian Heritage. Thank you for your interest in the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall. And it's signed, Patty Patterson.
Absolutely. From Clarence House, Nicholas Pegues reporting. Thank you, Commissioner Fletcher. I have a question. I'm a Shelby County Election Commission employee, and I wore a Republican badge, and when I was working as a poll worker. And the reason, I'm a writing candidate that's running against you, but I'm not trying to win. I'm trying to inspire my generation to public service because I noticed that it was a lot of ignorance to the political process at the election commission. Because I had a Republican badge on, I was, called out, harassed. And I don't think it was appropriate to do that because I was representing the institution of government. How can we reform our government and have better educated voters in the 21st century? And that's what the whole point of my campaign is all about. And I think you're doing a wonderful job on the Hill, so I support you 100%. But how can we inspire a new generation to understanding the political process much better?
We must be more involved. We must be more active. Too many of us have been concerned about taking care of our families, taking care of our lives. I see people in this room who have hosted fundraisers for me. Bill, a few minutes ago, related back to that fundraiser. It's a terrible burden for people to have to help candidates to try to stay elected. But folks, we've got to get engaged. The doctors here at these tables, you have to communicate with your congressional offices, with your congressmen. People think we have the answers. We don't have the answers. We have to listen to our constituents. I come home every weekend, and I told someone the other day, when you start to see Stephen Fincher coming home once a month instead of once every weekend, it's time for him to come home. He's losing who he is, and I'm forgetting who I work for. We do not need to do that. I need to remember that you write my check. It's you who I represent, not John Boehner, not Nancy Pelosi, not the president. I work for you, and this is who I'm accountable to. So I think being better contacted, more educated on how the process works. And you're running against me, is that what you said?
Well, I'm a writing candidate.
Unbelievable. My day was starting out so good, and now I have another opponent. I'll take you, and then we'll... Yeah.
A little bit more about some of the things that he's planning to do. And Nicholas, it's all you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Harold. Gentlemen, for seeing in our report. Thank you. First of all, I'd like to get to a speech that I made that I want to announce today. I first want to thank the Cadova Brothers Club for having an interest in understanding the use of Facebook and how I've developed a Facebook website that has inspired many Memphis residents. I'm humbled by the outpouring of support that I received from Facebook and many of the international friendships I'm building and using this unique social media network. I first want to personally thank you, Mr. Harold, for always being a political mentor to me and extending the letter of support for me when I was the Shelby County Unified School Board applicant. And I want to take this time to announce my candidacy for U.S. Congress as a Republican writing candidate against Congressman Stephen Fletcher. My candidacy is a very unique campaign, and it's because I'm not campaigning to win. I'm campaigning to inspire and to promote and preserve our American heritage. At age 22, I began my career at the Shelby County Election Commission, and over the past few years, I've noticed a decline in our electoral process. This year, for the first time, I work as a poll worker, and I've never seen so many uneducated voters in our community. Because I wore a Republican badge that was given to me by the Shelby County Election Commission, I was completely harassed by Memphis residents in the inner city. And I've given this incident a considerable amount of thought, and I've concluded that our electoral process is in decline. I do not blame the residents for their ignorance, nor do I blame the leaders of the Shelby County Election Commission for making Republican badges or assigning me to the inner city to work. educational system. This is why I sought to be a Shelby County Unified School Board candidate in 2011. School reform must start with the thoughts and leaders, with new thoughts and new leaders. The Shelby County Unified School Board system is a noble idea, and it can be a beacon of hope for our nation trying to reform education. Memphis will never live up to its full potential with old ideas and old leadership. History has taught us that the young leaders like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Paul Revere impacts our nation and organizations for centuries, such as the United States of America. It is the young leadership of the founding fathers that led to the formation of what we call the United States of America. This is why I seek a need to be a candidate for the U.S. Congress, because I can assist and guide school leaders into understanding my generation as President Washington tried to show King George Bingham. As you know, I'm a CNN reporter, and I requested to meet Dr. Superintendent, what the Memphis resident called Superintendent of Memphis City Schools. And I, as of yet, have to hear from Dr. Cash. But I think it's Memphis, from a global perspective, ranks last in GDP, meaning international production, in areas, Memphis is in decline. As a CNN reporter, I know I can be of great access to a failing school system, so I think it would be in the best interest in Dr. Cash to meet with me as a CNN reporter.
Still looking for a job.
Yeah. But I must announce my support for the suburban city. I think it will be in the interest of the school systems in the suburbs and in the interest of the children and the GDP of their community to have their own independent school system. That's my personal opinion. We must slowly advance our county into a unified school system, and in the words